No problem.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Shauna Dement. I am a customer support team member with Golf Genius. I'm going to go through some of these features that we have in our Golf Genius product today that can help you navigate through these times we're experiencing today. These are the features we're going to cover in this webinar. All of these features are part of these features. It can make a significant difference in how your golf course deals with contactless golf. I know there are some of you on this call who don't use any of these features. I know there are some of you on this call who've been using some of these features and are now looking to use more of them during this time. At this point, it really doesn't matter where you're located. Everyone has some type of limitation or maybe expectation on how to proceed following contactless golf and social distancing or point-of-touch contact. Together, we're going to go over all of these features. We think these could make it easier on your staff, your golfers, and your golf club to get through this time. I want to point out that I'm not going to go into step-by-step setup of most of these features because, quite frankly, this webinar would last all day. I am, however, going to do a step-by-step for the open tee times feature. That seems to be what everyone really needs during this time. But I also want to point out that if we have a lot of live webinars, we have recorded webinars, of course, our knowledge-based articles with how-to guides and of all these features. So if you need help with any of this setup, please don't hesitate to send in a chat ticket to the support team, and we're happy to help you get up and running with these features. I've organized this presentation into 3 different areas. I like to look at it as before play features, during play, and after play. So these are the features that we're going to talk about for before play, and obviously there's going to be more features for before play than there will be during play or after play. So let's go ahead and get started. These are our during plays. Just the mobile app and our portals. Lots of things you can do with the portals today. And then here's our after play. Our leaderboards and our portals, and then of course emailing out results if that's what you'd like to do. So let's dive right on into our before play. And we're going to start off right at the top with the online registration. You can use the online registration feature. Your members and or guests can sign up online without any contact at all with your golf shop. Now, I usually use the word guest. If someone is on this webinar that uses the word non-member, just realize that they're the same thing. I'm just happen to be using the word guest. One of my favorite features about online registration is the fact that our registration forms are completely customizable. You can see from the member form that's on the left, it's asking a completely different set of data fields than the guest form that's on the right. So if you need to create a custom field question to get the data you're looking for, maybe you want to know, who knows, what type of golf ball they use. That would be an easy custom field question that you could ask. I want to point out one other thing that you'll see the second column, see where it says is answer required. Any of those data fields that you want to include in a registration form, you can include the field or I guess I should say, you can make them required. I'll show you what that looks like here in just a couple of slides. So once you get your registration all set up and you've opened it, your golfers will simply go into the member portal and they'll click on that register now button. And of course, as you know, with the portals, you can change any colors or change the banner or whatever you need to do with the look of your portals. Now, once they fill out these necessary details on the registration form, they'll be entered into the event. And this is where I wanted to point out, see all the little red asterisks? Those are the data fields that you required an answer to on your registration form. So that's how those show up. They can't get past registration until they answer everything with a red asterisk. You can set up online registration to include credit card payments or not. That's completely up to your golf club. Some golf clubs will simply want their golfers to sign up and then they'll charge them through their member accounts with the club. That's fine. Others will need a way to collect online payments without contact with the golf shop. You can even let your golfers select if they're riding or if they need a push card or something like that, and you can charge them through online registration through a feature that we have called add-ons. So that makes it really convenient to get everything in one location. If you want to collect credit card payments, you'll simply select the company that you created your credit card processing account through during your payment setup. If you need to create an account to accept credit card payments, the easiest way, we have two companies, Stripe or AFS. I think Stripe is probably the most popular one with golf clubs. And I tell you, the easiest way to do that is to go into the knowledge base and search the word Stripe. And there's an article in there about how to create an account. And there's a link that will take you directly into the Stripe website so that you can get started on getting your account set up. And they'll go through fees and how it all works and how you connect it to bank accounts and things like that during the setup. Either company, I'm not trying to push Stripe against AFS, but either one of those will give you all those details. I want to point out that we have numerous automated emails that can be completely customizable that will be sent during the registration process. You get to toggle on and off whichever one of these emails that you want to use. That's completely at your golf club's discretion. You can customize any of them and turn them on and off. I want to talk to you real quick about round signups without open tee times to start with. You'd simply open signups for the round. Your golfer would receive an email. They would click playing or not playing, and they would be in the round roster, or they'd be in the players not attending roster, depending on their answer. Here's a tip, though, for you. If you're just using round signups, you can absolutely set up a player limit per round. I don't think a lot of people are aware of that, but yep, you can set up a player limit. And we'll talk about what happens when you use open tee times here in just a minute when it comes to a player limit per round. One thing I love about the round signups feature is that you can schedule the automatic opening and closing of rounds. It's very easy. It's under the calendar tab in the tabular view of our product. And this makes it so much easier on your staff so they don't have to remember to open signups or to close signups manually. And as rounds open automatically, you can set it up for an email to be sent to your golfers, letting them know the round is open, and they can just click playing or not playing once again. Here's a screenshot that I wanted to show you just to show you how simple the round sign up email is for your golfers. That's really all it is. I mean, you could customize it if you want to, but the automated one, this is all it says, and they just click playing or not playing. If you want to set up round payments, you can absolutely do that as well, just by inputting your details. This can be done under the Rounds tab, Set Round Sign Up Invoice. If your golfers select to play this round, they'll be taken to the round payment page, and then they're just asked for their credit card details. So that's pretty simple to set up as well. And then if your players would rather sign up through the member portal, they can absolutely do that just by selecting their name from the drop-down list. Then once they do that, it'll go to the next screen and they'll just select the round that they want to sign up for. Any round that you have open will show on your member portal, like this is screenshot. And then sometimes they, I'm going to talk to you a minute about SSO links. I'm not sure if you do a lot of integrations or not, but if your golfers are registered to an event or league, or you're using an SSO link from an integration with your club system, those golfers won't have to select their name from a list. They'll simply log in using their email and their password, and then they'll come right in here and select the round that they want to sign up for. Our product has lots of automated emails with the round signups, just like it did with the event registration. They're all customizable. You can turn them on, turn them off, whichever one you want to use. Now let's get into our open tee times feature. It's a very important feature right now, especially for our customers who don't typically use tee times, but need to use a temporary type of setup during this time. I want to spend a little extra time with this feature, so I created a short little video that goes through the entire setup of open tea times, because I know there are some of you out here today that need to start using this feature. So. Just a second, let me go back a screen. For some reason that won't load.
Shona, just while you're loading that up there.
The Open Tea Times feature is very popular and very simple to set up. A manager selects how. There we go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dorsey.
No, it's Andrew Creighton here. Sorry about that,
Andrew.
Shona. I didn't mean to interrupt, but just a note on the integrations. For the purpose of single sign-on or SSO, as you mentioned, we integrate with mostly in Canada with Jonas and GG Golf.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get this started here. How many tea time slots are open for the round, and the players sign up and select their tea time through a portal page in the member portal. We get a lot of questions about open tea times, so I want to go through this with you step by step. You can use open tea times during event registration, or you can use this feature during round signups in a league. I have imported my entire master roster into this event, so any of my members who want to participate in daily play will be able to use the Open Tea Times feature. I then went into the Calendar tab, Add Rounds, and input several rounds to use for daily play. In the tabular view, you can now see that I have my rounds set up as I need them. I have opened and set up a few rounds just so I can show you what that will look like in the member portal. Once you have your rounds included, at this point, all you have to do is go into each round and set up your tea time parameters that you need for that round. To do this, go into the Rounds tab, Round Profile, the General Settings tab, and Enable Tea Times. This is where you will let our system know how many tea times you want to reserve. For example, I am going to need 40 tea times. If you do not want to show the name of the participants while Open Tea Time registration is open, you can check mark this box. Also, a tip for you, when you're using Open Tea Times, you do not set a player limit. The number of players allowed to sign up is determined by the number of tea times you are setting up. Once those tea times are filled, anyone else signing up will go onto a wait list. After I click Save, I can then use the Set Tea Time button to input the times. I simply click on Set Tea Time. I select all. I put in the time that I want my tea times to start. I'll say 8 a.m. with 15-minute intervals so I can spread everybody out on the golf course a little bit more than normal. And I just click Go. And you can see that I now have tea times in 15-minute intervals. If for some reason you need some players to start on the front and some to start on the back, you can always come down here and make your selection of the tea times that you would like to start off number 10. I'll grab half the field and start them on number 10. I want them to go at 8 a.m. with 15-minute intervals, only I'll put hole 10 and go. And now you can see that I have some groups starting on number 1 and some groups starting on number 10. I just simply hit Save Pairings. There are several ways that you can now open your round signups. You can go under the Rounds tab and click Open Signups, or you can go back to the Calendar tab and Tabular View. In this location, you can check mark the rounds you want to open, and you can either accept signups or you could schedule signups to open and close so that you don't have to manually open and close them yourself. Let's get our portal page set up at this point. We'll go in the Apps tab. We'll click on the link to the member portal. You'll want to add in the Open Tee Times portal page. You can see that I have already done this, but this is how you add in a page. You simply select the tab that you would like to add the new page, come right over here and click on New Page. This will bring up an area showing you all of the pages that are available depending on the product that you're using. I'm going to use this one right here, the Open Tee Times registration. You just click on that. This page comes open so that you can set the parameters that you want to show on this page. I would make it a public page. You may want to make it a splash page. That means that when your members come into the member portal, this would be the first page that they would see. And then how do you want your tee times to be shown? I'm going to use the option to display all rounds with Open Tee Times. And then just click Save Page. I'm going to click Cancel since I already have this page in here. If your golfers are registered to your event or league, or if you're using an SSO link due to an integration with your club system, then your golfers will sign in using their email and password, and they won't have to select their name from a drop-down list. If you are just providing your golfers with the GGID link, or just the GGID to get to the member portal, they will simply select their name from this list. By selecting their name and clicking Next, they can then choose the date they would like to play and the time on the tee sheet they would like to play in for the round. They just click Select, and their name is entered. You'll notice that now that my name is entered, I also have a change tee time or a cancel registration feature that has appeared, which I can come back in as a player and make either one of these changes at any point while the round registration is still open. I just come down here to the bottom and click Done. I want to point out that for round one, I have added in several players, and you'll notice that the information showing is different than it is for the rest of the rounds. I see my first tee times at 8, my last tee times at 5:45, but now due to the number of players that I've entered, my earliest availability is 9 a.m. and my latest availability is 5:30 p.m. and I still have 64 positions open. You can see how valuable this feature is during this time of contactless golf. All right, perfect. I hope that video helped you in seeing not only how easy it is to set up Open Tee Times, but also how easy it is for your golfers to use that online feature. Text messaging, that's a really great one to have right now. It's a really easy way to communicate with your golfers without any contact whatsoever. You can insert any kind of data field maybe that you want. I always like to enter a data field into my text messages. It just makes it look a little bit more personal. I could say hi and then insert the hello first name, that kind of thing. One other great feature about our text messages is there's a refresh preview button that you can see down there at the bottom of the screenshot. So you can see exactly what your message is going to look like as your data fields fill in. I did this specifically so that you could see in my preview, it says, hello, Mike. It has a comma, and then it doesn't have a space between where the paragraph starts. So I didn't catch that whenever I created the message, but when I looked at the preview, that is absolutely something that I caught, and I would just go back up into my message and fix that. Another favorite feature is the delivery log. You can easily see who the text message was delivered to. I'll give you a little tip. That status column over there where it has the green box that says delivered, if in your status column you see a red box that says error, that just means that the phone number isn't a working number. So it either has been changed or you need a new cell phone number for that golfer, which you can easily update into their profile. Emails, another great way to completely customize a message that goes out to your golfers. I think one of the advantages of emails is that you can attach a file. For example, maybe a tip sheet or a player tip sheet or pairings or something like that that you could attach. In setting up your emails, you'll go through, you'll select the golfers that you want to send the email to. You'll compose your message, kind of just like you did with the text messages. You can add in data fields, you can type in whatever it is you want to say. And this has a preview message down at the bottom of the page as well, so you can see what that looks like. We have an email delivery log for our emails as well. It'll tell you if it's been delivered, if it's been opened, how many times they clicked on it. There's a lot of information that you can get from the delivery log. I'll spend a couple of seconds talking about marketing campaigns. I think setting up marketing campaigns is an excellent way to remind your golfers to sign up for your events. One of the favorite things I think of using the campaigns is I can use email or I can use text to get those messages out when I'm doing the marketing campaigns. So it really kind of depends on, does email or text work best for your golfers? And then I can come right into the managing campaigns area and see all kinds of data. What was my percent that was open? How many clicks? Anything, all kinds of things in this area. I really like the marketing campaigns feature. I've spent a little bit of time in that, figuring out exactly how that, the inside and outside of how that works. So I think that can be very beneficial. All right, let's jump into our during play features. First one obviously is going to be using the mobile app. It's a really important feature with contactless golf that eliminates the need for point-of-touch objects like scorecards. Your players will be able to view a live leaderboard. They can see the final results without everyone gathering in the 19th hole, which helps with trying to respect the social distancing. The Golf Genius app, it's available in both stores depending on the type of phone you're using, iPhone or Android, and then we also have an app that'll go with the iPad. It's very simple in our mobile app to change screens. In this screenshot, we would probably click right up there at the top in that first picture to enter scores. And then once you get to that page, you've used your Foursome GGID to log in. So when it opens for enter scores, that would be your foursome that you're playing in. And you just simply click on a player's name and it opens up that third picture to where you just start entering hole by hole scores. You'll notice at the top of that picture, it tells you what hole you're on, what the par and what the yardage is for that hole. And then once I get my hole by hole scores entered and I hit save scores, it automatically moves me to the next hole. Now I can get halfway down the fairway of the next hole and realize that I made an error. That's no problem. You can see that you can go forward or backward in the holes. You can go backwards and make your change and then just click save score again. So it's a very easy mobile app to use for live scoring. I also want to point out that through the mobile app, you can also look at the member portal. It just looks a little different. It'll show the same tabs that you have set up in your member portal. It just doesn't have a bunch of colors and things to it on this particular page, but you can absolutely click on any of those tabs and get the information that you're providing through the member portal. And then one other feature that I really like is just by turning your device, your phone, into a landscape view, you can see the scorecard view or you can see the leaderboard view. One thing I like about the leaderboard view is everything that you see that's light blue, all the players' names, those are clickable links. And you can just click on that player's name and their scorecard will open up for you. Something I don't think that everyone's aware of is there's a lot of customization that you can do with the mobile app. Between colors and pages and advertising and logos, and you can really make that app fit your golf club. Member portals. I think that this is the easiest way during this time to get information out to your golfers. You can add in your club's logos, any pictures of your golf course as a banner or a background. Maybe by adding in social pages, your golfers will be able to communicate with each other by sharing some pictures. You can show the pairings, you can show the results, all in one location. I don't think member portals are used to their full potential. In these next few slides, I want to demonstrate to you some ways that our golf clubs are taking advantage of the member portals to reach their golfers right now. One of the big ones that we saw come through was we had a customer start using their member portal as an online golf shop. It's very interesting. They just set up an event and they put their screenshots. I've got this next one here. I've got some pictures here for you. They just created a nice looking member portal. They added in the different tabs, right? Promotions, apparel, equipment, and so forth. They just added all that in. They have SKU numbers if they need them. They have prices. Now, one thing about this is your members could look at this and then they could call the golf shop and place their order if you would rather do it that way so that you can charge their account for the items. Or you can set this up through online registration just as easily and have them pay with a credit card online. It really is whatever benefits your club. Then one other use of our member portals that I've seen is most of golf courses still have access to their vendors. So I know that it's getting a little difficult sometimes in some places more than others to get grocery store items. So this customer set up their grocery store, kind of an online grocery store, and what their members do is they log in, they tell them what they need, and then the golf club places an order with their vendors. And when the order comes in from their vendors, they just split it up into sacks and they contact the customer, and then the customer picks up the bag outside the golf shop door. They just kind of stagger those pickup times. So I think that's a brilliant way to use member portals. All right, let's run through our afterplay items here real quick. Of course, our live leaderboards, you've seen these. They're in the member portal or on their phone. I think that's a great way to keep your membership involved in a competition where they're not in the 19th hole. And then I mentioned earlier that if you use the email feature, you can attach a report. These are just a couple of reports that I grabbed, just very generic reports, but it'll show a results by flights or by teams, however you need that to show. I wanted to put together a little bit of a wrap up for you because I know we've gone over a lot of features quickly in this webinar. So let's just break it down into different steps. So step one, as a golf club, you just need to decide, would it be best to set up your events as separate events for online registration? Or would it be best for you to set it up as a league and throw in different rounds? That's completely up to you. Is your online registration, are you going to do payments or not, right? Credit card payments online or charge the member account. Round signups, do you need those or don't? The open tee times. You may already have a tee times feature that you're using, but this open tee times works really well either in a temporary basis or, you know, for the rest of the duration for round signups. I think that works really well. Step number 5, you can email or you can text out the GGID link to your golfers. Step number 6, you can do live scoring using the mobile app. And then step number 7, you can obviously use the live leaderboards on your member portal. And of course, you can use the email feature to email out any kind of results that you need to with your golfers. So hopefully you've learned a couple of things about some of the features that we have for contactless golf. I'm happy to answer any kind of questions. I know something came in up here in the chat bar. So let me take a look at that. Oh, that comes from Darcy.
Is there any, you know, that was some really good ideas there with live scoring and the use of selling merchandise as well. It was really interesting to see. So we have any questions, anybody, for Shiona? Maybe just give it a minute or so, see if.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, we got one here. We do have one here from Adam LeBrun, so I'll just. Okay, go ahead, Adam. Oh,
Yeah, sorry. Can open tea times be selected by team ID versus just individuals?
It doesn't have to be just individuals, Adam. So for instance, if you have a team that is signing up, right, in your registration form, you're saying, let's use two-man team as an example. Then whenever they do that and they'll sign up, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 2 members or a member or guest, it makes no difference. Once they get into the open tea times view, they will absolutely be able to enter both players.
Okay.
Perfect. Anybody else?
I know it's a lot to take in. There's a lot of features. That's what customer support is here for. It's a worldwide company, so 24/7, you'll get a live person on the other end of that chat. So as you're getting your feet wet and start dealing with some of these features, there's obviously going to be questions that come up. So if you just want to reach out, we're happy to set that up for us. And remember that customer support, it doesn't matter if it's a real live event or if it's just something that you're testing out. We still want to help you and provide you and show you how to set that up. Let's see here. Can one person block 4 times in open tea times? I don't think you can do that. I have not tested that. And if I'm wrong, Andrew or Brad, please correct me, but I don't think you can block off times like that, like what you're talking about, Hendrik.
Yeah, just as an example, if it's a individual event, but 4 members would like to play together, this portal is kind of dependent on when they sign in. If another member pops in and they see an open spot, they may take that time. I'm just wondering if you can set it up so that you can block 1 full time off for 1 person.
No, I think that the only way you're going to get 4 people like you're talking about would be for a team. It's not going to be an individual can't block off the whole time. That's a good idea, though. I'm going to submit it as a usability of possible future enhancement.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now's a good time to talk about those usability. You know, our company is continually adding new enhancements into our product, and we usually get those enhancements from you. So when you have ideas or something that you would like to see, please make sure that you reach out to, you know, customer support or Brad or Andrew, and let's get those in and get them on a possible future enhancement list.
Is it possible, if when you're using the live scoring, that you could have someone like attest someone else's score at the end of the round?
Well, Darcy, that just happens to be a secret that I'll go ahead and share with you.
Okay.
That's coming very soon in our next release. The dev team is working really hard right now to get it set up to where there'll be individual GGIDs versus foursome GGIDs. I know that everybody's probably familiar with the word foursome GGID. So soon, through our mobile app, you'll log in with your own individual GGID, and that's kind of your signature. So what you'll do then is, Darcy, if you and I are playing together, and we'll say we're in a foursome, and you're gonna be my marker, then that's how you set up that app. I log in, who's my marker? Darcy. You log in, Darcy, who are you marking for? Shauna. That kind of thing. And then at the end, when it comes to normally, right, you have a scorecard and you sign it, the player signs and the marker signs, and now you'll attest with those individual GGIDs. That kind of becomes your digital signature. So I saw a webinar on some of the new features that are getting ready to release, and they're really concentrating on contactless golf right now and what we can do to enhance things, these features right now that I just showed you. What can we do to enhance those even more? So don't tell anybody I told you guys that secret. I might not have supposed to be doing that.
Awesome, love it. Okay, so is there any other questions out there, or just maybe give it another minute longer or so? But this has been a great presentation. I think it's pretty obvious that there's some some great tools to help you in today's sort of new world of with COVID-19. But yeah, we have one more question on here. Yes, we'll put the recording. We're recording the webinar, so we'll put it on the website in the next, probably by the end of probably tomorrow at some point. And I think we'll also be sending out an email to thank everyone for joining today, and I could probably include a link to the recording as well. Awesome. Okay, well, I guess I don't think there's any other questions, but thank you so much, Shona. And I don't know if Brad or Andrew had anything else to add, but I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. It's certainly helpful for our members to try and improve things as they go here.
I appreciate the opportunity, Darcy. I've come back and do any webinars that you think would be beneficial to your membership. I'm always happy to do those. I do a lot of them. So just reach out if you need something else.
Awesome. Andrew? Brad? Nothing?
No, Darcy, it's Brad here. I just want to thank you and again, everybody in attendance for dropping by. We obviously living in a different world when it comes to golf. I mean, the game itself is not going to change. You still got to hit the ball towards the hole, but I think, you know, the way we conduct our activities on a daily basis now, you know, obviously being contactless, we're at the forefront, as everybody in this room knows. So I strongly believe that we have tools that, you know, will allow leagues and events to continue in, you know, a very fun and engaged fashion. And we should be embracing technology in today's world more than ever. At the end of the day, we all want our members and our guests to enjoy the time when, you know, they're in our care. So happy to be able to provide those tools to you. So if anybody in the room does have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Andrew or I. And again, Darcy, thanks so much for making this available through the PGA of Canada.
No problem. Okay, well, thank you everyone, and again, we'll send out a thank you email afterwards and include a link to the recording as well. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.